He was a key member of Ohio State's 2014 National Championship football team. Tonight, former linebacker Darren Lee is facing 2 counts each of misdemeanor assault and misdemeanor domestic violence from 2 unrelated incidents, including an allegation he strangled a woman last October.
Now, news of the football player's arrest comes as a new state law to protect women from violent abusers takes effect here in Ohio.
As of today, strangulation is now a felony in Ohio.
Now, this new law comes almost 2 years after News 5 investigator Sarah Buttison revealed that Ohio was the only state in the country, I remember when you did this, that failed to recognize a dangerous and potentially deadly crime. And now, Sarah, how does this help victims, this new law?
You can really describe it, Robin Courtney, as another tool in the toolbox to stop abusers. When a victim is strangled, instead of a slap on the wrist, stranglers will now receive more time behind bars.
As a linebacker, Darren Lee helped lead Ohio State to the 2014 National Championship. Now, the 28-year-old is under arrest, accused of beating a woman during 2 separate incidents, including one last October where the victim said Lee squeezed her throat for several seconds. But Lee is not facing any felony charges. How could that happen? Until today, strangulation was a felony in every state except Ohio.
We've seen a number of cases where it should have been charged. In other states, it would have been charged, and it couldn't be.
Forrest Thompson is the Medina County prosecutor.
And the reason it couldn't be is because we simply did not have this statute on the books.
The new law now allows prosecutors to charge the crime as a felony. Thompson says it is critical to help prevent homicides. Research shows being strangled makes a victim 750% more likely to be murdered.
We need every tool available to us to break that chain.
Take Shaker Heights teacher Aisha Frazier. Years before her ex-husband killed her, records show he strangled her.
And often the first link of breaking that chain is severing the contact between the victim and the perpetrator.
It is the ultimate form of power and control.
For 20 years, Ruth Downing fought to make strangulation a felony in Ohio.
He does not need to get a gun or a knife. He only needs to reach out his hand, and he controls her very next breath.
The forensic nurse says the new law is not enough. It doesn't require law enforcement officers to question victims about whether they were strangled or make sure they get medical care for its serious and potentially permanent injuries.
But if we can identify and care for these victims appropriately, understanding how lethal this injury is, more women will come forward and trust the system.
Downing says she is in talks with Ohio lawmakers to reintroduce legislation requiring law enforcement officers to gather information from victims at scenes. It's something she says other states are already doing.
Every number, every statistic, every case you just mentioned points one way.
It does. It's a much more dangerous crime than many people realize, and it's very important that we take it with the seriousness that it deserves.
And I'm so glad we finally got on board with the rest of the country.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good to be last, does it?
No, not in this case. Thanks so much,
Sarah,
Sarah.
thank you.